twice, going 3 times. I'm live. It's alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. It's another week, folks, and I'm alive. So here I am, alive again. And it's another Saturday afternoon, and here I am in the chat. Doesn't appear anybody else is, but I'm here. So it's a gray day here in Custer Park. It's kind of gray. It's supposed to rain off and on. But other than that, I'm a shut-in. Okay. I'm not viral, okay, and I don't expect to go viral. I'm staying sequestered. I went out of the house. Hey, Tanya, welcome aboard. Nice to hear from you. How you feeling? Hope things are going well for you. I know you've had some setbacks lately. Hope you're feeling better. Excuse me. I'm feeling good. I've only been out of the house twice this week. Once I went to the post office, never even got out of the car. Just opened my window, stuck the mail in the mailbox, got my mail. That was the extent of my trip. Okay. The second time I went up to the bar. Of course, they're not open. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. They're not open. I just went up there and got a bag of. Those were my 2 ventures away from this place. Oh, apparently I'm reconnecting. I got to do something about this Wi-Fi. I think this week I'm going to try again and see if I can't upgrade this equipment, and maybe I can stream a little better than this. Anyway, on with the about. So we've yet to issue a national stay-at-home order. H7, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, H7. I know my streaming is fucking up. We've yet to issue a national stay-at-home order in this country. And when asked about that, in Alaska, they're so fucking remote, we don't need a national stay-at-home order. I mean, hey, dog. Well, Alaska's got 143 cases of this shit. So maybe we need a national. Of course, Alaska, being the smart folks that they are, they've issued a statewide stay-at-home order. So it's like, fuck Trump. We're going to stay at home anyway. So regardless of a national stay-at-home order, Alaska's stay at home anyhow. So regardless of the no national stay-at-home order, Wednesday on the Today Show, the Surgeon General said, and I quote, "My advice to America would be that these guidelines are a national stay-at-home order." So apparently, in spite of the president, the Surgeon General has issued a national stay-at-home order. Okay. So there's a national stay-at-home order regardless. Okay. It's just the way it is. Okay. There's a national stay-at-home order, whether the president says there is one or not. So unless he wants to fire the Surgeon General, the Surgeon General has issued a national stay-at-home order. Although the president today said there's no national stay-at-home order. Oh, is it 420? Thank you, 87. You know, I count on you for this shit. So happy 420, everybody. Got it going here. Puff, puff, and don't pass. Come on. What the hell's going on here? Jonesing for a hit right now here. Ms. Pariah, thank you for the flowers. And happy 420. I'm going to get this thing going if it kills me. Welcome home, Tanya. So, Dr. Fauci, the guy who's been giving us the soundest advice of all, getting death threats. Now, what the fuck is that about? I mean, that's just fucking crazy. I mean, here's the only guy in the federal government who's talking sense, and they're threatening his ass. Okay. They had to give him armed security. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, he's the only guy talking sense, and he's getting death threats. I got to thinking about this, and I'm glad to hear you're getting a prosthetic really soon. I know you got to heal up for on a bed. It's got to be capitalists, right? I mean, who else would be threatening him except people who want to see the economy up and running again? I mean, that's it's crazy. I mean, anyway, some of the states have come around, though. There goes my connection again. Yeah, Republicans. Your lists I'm talking about. Now, some of the states have come around this week and put stay-at-home orders in place. Florida being one, of course. They're having having the largest over 65 population. That they've been dragging their heels on it, and the reason he did this is because of the change in solemnity of Trump. Okay, he noticed that Trump isn't so laissez-faire about this thing all of a sudden. Hey, Buds and Hazard, both of you, welcome aboard. Oh, and the governor of Georgia. You remember a couple of weeks ago when I mentioned that Iceland said that they noticed 50% of the people they're testing are of their positives are asymptomatic. Well, the governor of Georgia said that he just found out that asymptomatic people are testing positive. This is a revelation to him. Okay. Of course, we all knew about it, which when he announced it Wednesday, but it didn't put it into a. Well, here I go again. I'm reconnecting. He announced it Wednesday, but he didn't put it into effect until Friday. Same thing with Florida. He announced it on Wednesday, but it didn't go into effect until Friday. Now we still have 5 states that are letting people do what the fuck they want. All right. We got North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Arkansas. And the one that concerns me most is Iowa because it's contiguous to Illinois. And I know that there are morons in Illinois that are going to Iowa and having dinner and that kind of shit, you know. What's going on in the chat here? Yeah, what's that about? Lost you real good. Huh? Lost. I didn't do it. I I don't have. I don't know what's going on there. I keep ignoring what you. I keep ignoring what you say. Actually, I'm not. At this point, I'm ignoring what everybody says. That's why I thought I'd go see what's going on in the chat. You're not playing this game. Very, very, very few are taking this seriously here. 87 has these he is not looking at the chat. Yeah, I'm not reading the chat, H7. I'm really not. I didn't as far as the uh uh the moderator status, I didn't change it. So if it got changed, I didn't do it. And I just noticed it myself. Okay. Now that I look at the chat. See, when I'm talking, I don't read the chat. So I was just looking up to the chat now to catch up. But obviously, I missed something you said. I apologize if that happened. So it got changed. I didn't do it. Seeker, welcome aboard. Now, those states happen to have 2018 currently have 2018 cases amongst them. Okay. Their attitude seems to be that they don't want to take these draconian tactics of causing people to stay home. Okay. That I apologize for not reading the chat, but when my mouth is open, my eyes are closed. Okay. I'm reading this. Okay. So don't get pissed, please. They wasted no time taking care of that. Oh, by the way, of the 33 million plus people we have in this country, we've still only tested 1.3 million of us. Okay. So I don't know if you've seen these graphs where they show the curve of the infection, but South Korea went like this. Okay. China went like this and then topped out and went down. Italy did the same thing. They rose very fast and went down. We're on a trajectory that is way higher and faster than any of them. Okay. We're dying quicker than shit. I mean, and we're becoming infected faster than shit. Okay. We're on a much higher trajectory and a faster trajectory than anybody, than any of the countries. Okay. What's this? We are currently on a stay at home order statewide. But if people don't get their heads out of their asses, we will be in lockdown. I agree. Uh, Illinois jumped into this real early. Okay, we got the stay home order thing early on. They shut the restaurants and bars down before St. Patrick's Day, okay, the day before, because this city goes shithouse. I mean, the state goes shithouse on St. Patrick's Day. Chicago in particular. They have two parades. They have a downtown parade and they have a Southside Irish parade. Okay. So, I mean, they go crazy. They dye the Chicago River green on St. Patrick's Day. Not that it's green all the time. Okay. But I mean, they dye it Kelly green restaurants the day before St. Patrick's Day. I mean, St. Patrick's Day is like the opening day of drinking season. Okay. In Illinois. I mean, they go crazy. So, I mean, that was a big step to close everything the day before. I mean, that was really something. Uh, so Illinois has really been proactive, and we still got a shitload of cases. So you really have to be careful. I mean, having a big city has a lot to do with it. You know, having a metropolitan area. I mean, look at New York, Chicago, LA. These are the places that are getting hit. You know, uh, why Washington State got hit so very hard, so very early, I really don't understand. But uh, they did. Maybe being a port has a lot to do with it. You know, I'm respecting isolation, but that's been a life choice. Yet goods come in via parcel services, so the world comes to my doorstep. So I take precautions with wash stations and quarantining, etc. I know what you mean. I get bottled water delivered. I let it sit outside for a couple of days before I brought it in the house. I figured that was a good idea. Besides, it rained. I thought that helped. I mean, hard surfaces carry this virus longer than soft ones do. I figure parcels and envelopes, those things are relatively safe. But bottles of water, hard surface, let them sit out for a couple of days. It's not going to hurt. I'm screwed, doc appointments and all. Well, I thought I would be too. But this week I had, welcome aboard. I had with my ENT and my psychiatrist, and there goes my signal again. And both appointments were by phone. They were supposed to be video conferences on my phone, but neither signal, neither connection was successful. They were through some kind of app, two different apps, and neither. They just called me. We had conferences over the phone, which, was, although dealing with my ENT about an ear infection over the phone was. Can you hear me now? Uh, Seeker. What is the climate connection with this virus? Has Washington state climate lessened its peak here? Do dry, I don't know if drier climates have it worse. I would think if nothing else, the rain would drop it from the atmosphere. It wouldn't linger in the air. That would make sense to me. Got a detached tricep. Well, that can't be comfortable. Need to be reattached ASAP. But my appointments were canceled. They say regions with higher obesity rates have a higher virus death rate. Oh, there are other industrial caused ailments which this virus makes lethal. Huh. I have 1 3/4 teeth left to eat with. No dentistry for that for some time to come. Thought a juice. Oh, you bought a juicer. Huh. That'll help. You don't have to chew juice. Oh, wow. It's uh it's a hybrid, kind of a mid-range thing. Doesn't make you sleepy much, but it's kind of a kickback weed. I'm enjoying it. It's citrusy, a juicer, and a fermenting crock as well. A dehydrator, seeds, and plant starch. There you go. The coronavirus is the only thing in the news. Uh, I'm going to print T-shirts that say, "I survived the Trump virus." That's a good one. So coming up with a wow story isn't easy. Well, unfortunately, he doesn't have the virus yet. They tested him again this week. I uh, I created my own wow story this week. Uh, a list of positives about this whole situation. Okay, excuse me. We've had a massive reduction in air pollution worldwide. Okay, airline flights are down by a considerable amount. We're not driving our cars. People are staying home. Our air quality is improved a lot. Okay, gas is cheap. Christ, gas is cheap. Okay, we can go anywhere we want right now. It's cheap. It's nowhere to go. Yeah, hell yeah. Stony pollution is way down, way down. Okay. I mean, they showed pictures from space. We're gaining years. Okay. Okay. In a month, we did great. Traffic is lighter. I mean, my God, you can go out now. You can drive down to downtown Chicago any time of day, no jamming. Okay. Traffic is smooth, no jamming up. Okay. Traffic is much lighter. Salt. there are fewer accidents and highway deaths. We're not killing people out there like we usually do. Okay. Nobody's bumping into each other because there's a lot more space. Yeah, Gary, Indiana has clean air. Okay. Because a lot of factories are shut down. Think about that too. Okay. We're not pumping pollution into the sky from these big stacks. Okay. Because nobody's going to work. Okay. So, I mean, traffic's light, fewer accidents, fewer traffic deaths. Hey, everybody's home. Fewer burglaries, home invasions. Okay. A whole lot less of that. Robert Burke, welcome aboard. This is the pseudonym you're using this week. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Set my face on fire. So we got fewer burglaries and home invasions. Less street crime. Hey, nobody's getting robbed on the street. Nobody's getting mugged. Nobody's going out. No political ad campaigns. We don't have to watch none of that shit on television. Okay. Gary is permanently filthy. Oh, stop picking on Gary. Hammond's not much better. Or the Heights. Feet away. You get a chance to watch all the old movies and TV shows that you missed. All the stuff you said, gee, I'm going to watch that some. Wow, I wish I'd have seen that movie, but it's out of the theaters now, or I didn't get a chance to rent it, or maybe someday I'll watch it, but not right now. Now you got a chance. Okay. You're sitting there, got nothing else to do. Now, the, the only real crime that has increased domestic violence. Okay. That's on the increase. Domestic violence is on the increase. Oh, by the way, did I mention that this week they decided that gun shops are an essential business? What do we got here? I heard that a corporation which years ago had reduced executive pay in favor of keeping business profitable while increasing worker pay has now come to close the doors, yet the workers said. Workers said, reduce our pay, business alive. Cool. And looking for some land in Colorado. Free. Fuck that business. Business owners took payout a long time ago, so workers had the better deal. Then the virus came and business couldn't, but workers invested in it. It's good. But I would still come see. Yeah. Yeah, Colorado would be nice if we all lived there, but if we all lived there, then it wouldn't be so nice. Speaking of work, uh, we went from the 3.3 million people who applied for unemployment last week to 6.6 million people who applied for unemployment this week from retail sales. Boeing offered their 160,000 employees a buyout. The entire company, every employee was offered a buyout. They don't expect to be the same company when this is over. What with the 737 MAX problems they've been going through for the past year, the laundry list of lawsuits that's created, and yeah, it's a business. Yeah, if it's a business, tax them. I agree. And do you know the kind of churches they have in Florida? The Crystal Palace, 1,000 worshipers at a time. Okay, let's bring them all together. Let's get them all sick at one place. Okay. I'm investing in the inventory of a local CS. Once a month, semi truck delivers local drops along established routes. That's cool. Yeah, really. We have blue collar cops. Their trailers have freezer, fridge, and dry storage all in one. A full service grocery. Wow. All organic. So yeah, so back in at the peak of our last recession, we had 665,000 unemployed. Now we got 6.6 million. Okay. As your standard. Huh. It does sound like a great idea. So the orange guy refuses to reopen enrollment in Obamacare. Uh, I guess because there's sick people out there. Wouldn't want that to happen, you know. Of course, if you lose your Obamacare, but if you're already unemployed and didn't just lose your job, you got a snowball's chance of hell again. You're right. He hasn't. Yeah, the one American wife he found, he dumped in a heartbeat. He likes subservient foreign women, mail order brides. You know. So yeah, we're fucked job wise. I mean, no, I mean insurance wise, just taking care of these people who are sick. Uh, it's crazy. You know, he talked about sending this hospital ship to New York, this USS Comfort. You know how many patients are on board the USS Comfort? How many fingers am I holding up, folks? That's how many patients are on board the USS Comfort as of Wednesday. None of them have the virus. The federal government COVID-19 patients on that ship. Only patients without the virus are allowed to be put on board that ship. They opened up the Javits Convention Center in New York, put in 4 250-bed military field hospitals in the Javits Center. They put patients in there too. This many. Federal government said we want no COVID-19 patients in those field hospitals. They're still constructing field hospitals there. They're putting in another 1,000 beds. They don't want any COVID-19 patients in there either. What the fuck? Now in Chicago, Detroit, Los Angeles, they're putting field hospitals in their convention centers as well. And they're putting in COVID-19 patients in those field hospitals. Why in New York they're not allowing them to do that, I don't understand. Where they're desperate for hospital beds for COVID-19 patients, they're not allowing them to use these field hospitals for that. But in these other cities, they are. It's like New York's being punished. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Check and have just a few $1,000s now after acquiring some few basic tool and essentially investing in local foods and medicine now. My life relies on local distribution. Why won't you get a stimulation check? I think we're supposed to have 2 green zone ships offshore. Go sit by your dish. I'm all in local. Big shops shut our local groceries down. Putin is laughing. Absolutely, he's laughing his ass off. Of course, they got their hands full too, you know. Don't think I'm immune to this. You know, they got sick people too. I just don't understand why these field hospitals are being constructed all over. America's great yet for years. Yeah, that's going to make it hard for you to get a check. Well, yeah, well, this is chaos, and you need to coordinate from the top down, and that's not going to happen because there's nobody at the top who's capable. Uh, that's the problem. But I mean, in New York, which seems to be the epicenter of this thing, I mean, they have the most dead people and the most sick. They're the most ignored in this situation. We discovered this week that the feds have a stockpile of 10,000 ventilators. Cities, states across the country have been screaming for ventilators. And there's 10,000 of these things. And Trump said, well, he didn't want to give them to some states because he's afraid he wouldn't get them back when they didn't need them anymore. Well, guess what? They're not going to not need them anymore for a while. Okay. Now it turns out that these ventilators, they discovered that a lot of them don't work because they need to be serviced on a regular basis. And they let the service contract expire last summer as part of their austerity program, just like I don't know if you knew this or not, but we had a pandemic program in place that was set up under the Obama administration, and he disbanded that. Okay. Uh, so he disbanded the pandemic department. Okay, that program. What's his one small take at I see. Governor Inslee. 24,000 pounds of food last Thursday. Well, good for you, Miss Pariah. I'm so proud. Trump sent unusual ones to California and laughed. Nice. There's so many faulty machines. Yeah, lives rely on them. Yeah. Yeah, who the fuck votes for this guy? I have no idea. Hopefully, they're going to be the ones that get sick and can't vote next fall. Anyway, there's this company, Metatronic, that makes these things, and they're sitting on a bunch of them. And the Pentagon's sitting on a bunch of them because they're waiting for FEMA and Health and Human Services to tell them where the fuck to ship them. Okay. Because they didn't get the address. Okay. They're waiting for the address. Uh, where do we go from here? They don't know. They haven't been told. Okay. Nobody told us where to send them. We got them. Pentagon has 2,000 of them ready to go. These are functioning ones ready to go. But FEMA hasn't told them where to send them. Human Services hasn't told them where to send them. It's in the mail. Yeah. The orange guy publicly told our vice president to ignore states who were rude. This is the time of our national emergency where people are dying. Seriously. Chimpanzees can do a better job than this administration. What astounds me is that uh, Pence walks up to the microphone and does interviews and makes excuses for this man when there's an article in the Constitution where he could be stepping up and just saying this man's incompetent and taking his fucking job away, okay, and taking over, okay, which is what he ought to be doing, okay. I mean, that's what he ought to be doing. he ought to be saying, "Hey, he's nuts. His job away at Senate and Congress, you know, seriously." The only trouble with that seeker is that not everybody's smart enough. Okay. Obviously, like the governor of Florida and the governor of Georgia and the governor North and South Dakota and Iowa and Arkansas and you know who's going to back Pence at that level? Well, that's the problem. See, the Pence isn't the guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a puppet too. Okay, Pence isn't the guy. He's not man enough either. It's that simple. We don't have a guy. We're missing the guy. There's nobody at the top. We elected the wrong guy or girl or woman. Occupy or die. Yeah, well, that's why there's a revolution. Okay. You know, 1.5, 2 million people are going to die. It shouldn't be necessary for that many Americans to die. I mean, there's only 64,000 deaths worldwide right now. Okay. There shouldn't have to be 2 million Americans dead. Okay. It's nuts. Uh, uh, absolutely no brain. Like I said, occupy and die, do or don't. He has to go home after work every day to do dishes and vacuum for mother. Yes. Anyone want to come work for me? Put in my garden this year? Paying yummy sandwiches. Hey, I'm the one who needs yard work. My dog, Heidi, now Buster's fine because, he's the stoner dog. So he just goes out there, he barks a little bit, and he sits on the deck and just observes. Heidi goes around and digs everywhere. A dog. She digs like crazy. She digs holes, digs trenches. She just digs everywhere. And I don't mean just in the sun. My yard is absolutely destroyed from her digging all winter long. Okay. I can even have somebody come in just to mow my lawn this summer. Have to come have somebody come in and repair it first. Just come in and fill all the holes. I don't know. And you can't find any kids to do anything anymore. Uh, I got somebody, maybe. Uh, Randy's son might call him. Maybe I can get tired of it. That's a possibility. Because Randy and Diane are putting their house, moving to Florida. Should be plenty of places available once the governor kills everybody off down there. So she's looking for China. Yeah. Well, she's going to find it eventually. That's all I need for her to bring a virus back up through the ground. Pineapple Express to heaven. Okay. You made your confession this week. What confession would that be? Yeah, you're right. He may want to wait. Actually, they went down just before they shut things down here. They went down to Florida and bought a property. Well, an income just a piece of land to build on. So I don't know what their plans are now. So in the 90s, I helped paint an old bordello in Ketchum, Arkansas. One of the stores inside the greater space of the five-star cafe was a shop selling shirts. At the time, there was a trendy phrase, spawn or die. The salmon, as an individual, spawn and die, could also be thought different as group, a spawn or die as species. Now I see that was up as occupier. You have a confession box. So I assumed, oh no, that's a radio. Uh, you feeling randy, huh? It's the same as horny, isn't it? I think I ran out of things to read, so I can take my glasses off. No, I can't. And I can't see the stream. I know there's a way to enlarge that. You guys always tell me that, but when I try to do that, I get in trouble. I don't know what I did. Nothing wrong. There you are. You're back. Katie, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. You're in time for the next 420. Yeah. I just finished up all the news, which of course is all about the virus, so you didn't really miss much. Nice to have two sisters in Stone aboard. My stoner buddy is. I think he's in the drawer. Both of you ladies have stoner buddies. All we need is reasons deranged, and you'd all be here. So, excuse me a moment here. There. Chippendales? Yeah, it's good to be healthy. I've sequestered myself considerably. I mentioned earlier today, I never even got out of the car, put the mail in the box, stopped at my mailbox across the road, got my mail out, got out of the car in the driveway, came in the house. It was one trip. The other trip, I went down to the bar, bought a bag of ice and a can of PBR coffee, came back here. So those were my two trips out of the house this week. So that was the extent of my travel. So that's about it. So I used to be 260 pounds. I got too much skin. I'm the same way. I was 335 pounds. I'm down to 2.5. I know from experience the bar time is unique. What possibly fills the void? Television. Okay. Television fills the void. I have not left my house since the 4th of March. You're 165, Stone. Okay. Because my 46-inch waist pants just slide off my ass now. Pornhub. 3-minute intervals. How much time in between? I saw what you're watching. You like big butts, and I cannot lie. uh, yeah, I've been watching. I started watching this on Netflix. Oh! I watched what's this Tiger King documentary. That was some cool shit. I got a kick out of that. And now I'm watching a series on Netflix. I'm in the middle of uh, Ozark, which I find interesting. So it depends on how. Joe Exotic, yes, Joe Exotic. Too bad H7 ran away. I want to ask him if he's ever been to Joe Exotic's place. When losing big weight, the muscle is ready to help you fly as you move. I use that to help motivate all the way through now, all the way through to now. I watched Ozark. Ozark is good. I'm in season 2, episode 4. Mom, his wife sucks. Yeah, she cheated on him right from the start. I can't believe it was her he was watching on the video. I like Joe Exotic though. I was so enthralled by this the documentary that I've been watching. I've been watching his videos on YouTube. You might want to check some of those out, Katie. Those are really cool. Some of his own shows from joeexotic.com. There's a bunch of them on YouTube. Those are fun. He gets inspected. He gets inspected by the feds, and then Nat Geo comes around and they want to look the place over, and they thought it was going to be terrible. Find out it's not such a bad joint. Yeah, he is a trip. I don't understand the uniform with the sergeant stripes and the big badge and all that stuff. Yeah, they're all crazy. The guy with no legs and the girl with no arm. I can't believe she went back to work there after she got her arm chewed off. It's really strange. But I mean, everybody who was handling those cats, not just him. Oh, 420, folks. See now if H7 was here. Hope he comes back next week. Shouldn't have changed him, dog. He blamed me for that. I mean, the guy with the cats and the harem, the woman in Florida where she has no employees. I mean, all that. That was all really strange. Happy 420, everybody. I got to run. I don't know if they proved that or not. She might still be under investigation. Who knows? I don't know if she had any lighters, did she, or did she just have? She took in animals. That's right. But what a scam she had going. I mean, she had even had veterinarians who were volunteering. I know. I understand, Doc. I didn't think he was trolling, was he? Yeah, poor baby tigers. But then I was watching one of his shows on YouTube, and they talked about what happened in Ohio and how this guy went nuts in Ohio and uh, turned all his cats loose. But then there was some question as to whether or not he did it because it was a question as to where you start on your place, which cats you turn loose first. And well, he had cats and he had bears. And do you turn the grizzly bears loose first or the cheetah? Either one of them will tear you apart. Those aren't the animals you can control. And he was found dead on his property. And uh, the majority of the animals could have been rounded up and caged, and they were all killed. And some of them were killed in their cages. Some of them were disabled and killed in their cages by the police. And one of them was pregnant and killed in her cage. And some of them were under 50 pounds. So they were children, and they were killed in their cage. And there were handlers there telling them not to, that they could be rounded up, and they were killed anyway. It amazes me that dandelions grow in containers, windows, sill, along edge of a wall, or atop it is a legitimate source of high nutrient feed. Well, they've been making wine out of it for a long time. You're lagging bad like a whole minute compared to your phone. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. I don't know if everybody else is. Also makes a hot beverage, not like coffee, but it's something. Is it more like a tea? Fried dandelion flowers are really a treat. Sweet, a sweet treat. I would imagine they'd be sweet. It's so sweet. And uh, dandelion greens, before they flower, are tasty. Do you cook those up? Pansies and nasturtiums from your yard? I mean, is that what you're growing them for in the window boxes and such? Is for the greens? Great plant food. Well, yeah, just compost. What about the greens? The greens? Spinach. Because I've had the greens cooked up like spinach, but I've never eaten the flowers in a salad. That sounds good. I've eaten other flowers in salads. You're not sure the nasturtiums leaves are edible? No, I mean the dandelions. I was talking about dandelion greens uh, cooked up like spinach. But before they sprout any kind of flowers, just the greens. Pick them early. Dandelion root, dried, roasted, and ground, is a beverage. Is drink and also is a genuine vitamin mineral supplement source. The real the real deal free. Also eat the root like parsnip, whatever. Mm. Put it in soup. Chop it up, put it in soup. Nice aromatic vegetable. Add a few wild onion and you got a meal. If you got enough of it. Grows where it wants. Yeah. I'll tell you where it does grow. All over my fucking yard. Yeah, I got plenty of dandelions. Dandelions don't tell no lies. Eat it to weed it. Yeah. Dandelions will make you wise. Tell me if she laughs. Blow a dandelion. Rocket. But I I don't have any edible mushrooms in my yard. We can search for morels around here and some sheep's head, but those are the only two edible varieties that grow in this area. Oh, love. Mm. And a lot of wild asparagus around here. Psilocybin mushrooms in your backyard. Well, aren't you the lucky one? Yeah, for some reason or another, there's a lot of wild asparagus around here. So people go searching for that. In fact, it's about that time of year. You can find it along fence lines and usually along fence lines and along railroad tracks. Yeah. Why was it those plants that volunteer the loudest? Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, I have a tough time getting around. Used to be able to go out and get the asparagus, not like I used to. And a lot local farmers find asparagus pickers a nuisance, so they go around and they down they cut it down too low. Canals in southern Oregon and wild asparagus tastes better wild too. But you have to leave a little above the ground. They go around, they cut it right at ground level, and it doesn't come back. Asparagus has a lot of pests. Well, I don't know. I never considered myself a pest. I guess that's why you go get the wild stuff and not grow it yourself. It's like, not growing peonies by your house. The ants. If you're going to grow peonies in your yard, then you grow them away from your house. Draw the ants away from your house. Practice smart gardening. We had these plants right by our back stairs. My wife wanted these bleeding hearts. She liked the shape of the flowers. Tiny little heart. The only problem with them is that they stink. It's like we walk out the back door and it's like, where's that smell coming from? The flowers stink. So it wasn't what you wanted outside your back door. We we moved them. The deer also eat less of the wild stuff since it's in common with home gardens are delicacy. Yeah. Uh, I know we were a neighbor of mine who's since moved to Iowa. Uh, we had an outdoor grow going some years back, and the deer nibbling on it. So we had a problem. Homegrown heritage, domestic eggplant, along with an expansion of fostering the wild natives to boon yet more bountifully free. Ah, yeah. I'm not doing a garden again this year. Last garden I had, he ate everything. Eats the plants. I don't even get a chance to grow anything. Well, thanks for coming aboard, Stony. Appreciate it. See you again. Stay healthy. Stay indoors. Stay away from people. Puff, puff, don't pass. Where was I? Anybody remember? What were we talking about? And does it matter? We can always move on. Oh, gardening. Yeah. No, I'm not putting in a garden this year. So I have to fight the dog for it. I even tried uh, growing some things in pots and putting them on the rail high up, and he gets up on the rail and knocks shit down. I can't even do that. It's hopeless case. I guess I could hang some things, maybe. He might avoid that. I don't know what else to do. I could, maybe put up, those have those strawberry basket things and that kind of shit. Try hanging from the eaves of the overhanging deck thingy, whatever the roof, you know. Missed many weeks recently, but have later watched, listened to all, even if doing my own chores and things. Wow, that's nice. Appreciate you going back, checking me out. We've missed not having you. I've noticed. I mentioned it to Doug in conversation. He'll attest to that. Of course, I'd lie and he'd swear to it, but of course, I might have even mentioned it on the show. But it's good to have you back. I like having you here because you're conversational. So you help move things along. Because especially when I run out of my notes, I'm oftentimes at a loss for words. Uh, yeah, I've noticed that the news seems to be all consumed with this. I don't know when we're ever going to get on with the rest of the world. I've been searching other news channels, other networks, other countries. Uh, I can't search other worlds, obviously, but um, there isn't anything else that anybody is even talking about. I did find an anecdotal story about a woman who was crossing the country. I'm not sure if it was to go see her mother who was dying or if it was going to bury her mother who was dead. But she got on the aircraft and she was the sole passenger. And ecocidal tendencies, welcome aboard. She was the sole passenger on the airplane. So the two flight attendants on board upgraded her to first class, and uh, they talked about her mom, and everything was great for her. I thought that was really nice of them. But that's the virus being what it is. I guess now's a good time to travel. You might get upgraded to first class. Hearing your voices and hearing the shout outs and comments of all is nice to me. For me, I can be bouncing around the greater room, doing stuff, and smiles come to my face as I listen in. Just watch Murphy. Give me a second. Yeah, okay. Found puppy. Okay. Yeah, well, it's good to have everyone aboard. Yeah, well, it's all being shut-ins and everything. It's good to have a chance to communicate with somebody. You know, here we are. I guess we're roommates. Your roommate has a cold. Let's hope it stays a cold. Yeah, we're just all hanging out here together. Uh, just kicking back, not passing the joint around. Yeah, a cold is a cold. Yeah, no fever, right? No fever. So, yeah. Uh, but like I say, you can't find any news, nothing else to talk about. I, I've been communicating with my bestie via text. We uh, her husband's off work. Would kill the stoner circle. Well, this is it. You just get together via the internet. So, but I've been communicating with my bestie via text. She's holed up in her basement. She has a um, uh, she has a place down there where she hangs out. Uh, Great big sectional lounge thing with a big screen TV. She has her nectar collector down there and all her shit. She's a uh, uh, what do you call those things? It'll come to me later. It's her setup upstairs. Electric thing with a bong. What the hell you call those? Uh, you know what I'm talking about. Money, will think of it. If I don't. Anyway, that's all set up upstairs. Once in a while, she'll go upstairs and hit on that. But her old man's off at work, so he's upstairs. He digs Western movies, and she can't go there. So she just can't handle Westerns. So he's upstairs watching the TV upstairs, watching Westerns all day. So she's hanging out downstairs. and she's the one who turned me on to Ozark. So I'm watching Ozark. She's going to finish up on Ozark, and as soon as she's done, she's going to let me know. And I turned her on to Orphan Black, so I'm going to rewatch Orphan Black. We're going to start that together. So that's what I'm going to start watching next. She's never seen it. I'm going to rewatch it. So it's been a couple of years since I've seen it, since Dog and I watched it together. So I figured watching it from the beginning, it's 5 seasons. You're right. It was Way the Bomb Dog. And it's 5 seasons. So I figured it's like 7 years ago I started watching it. So it ought to be cool to watch it from the beginning again. I'm sure I don't remember a lot of it. Oh, she was amazing. I don't know if any of you ever saw Orphan Black, but if you never saw it and you got nothing to do, have nothing to do, and I know right now most of you have nothing to do, watch Orphan Black. It's on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, watch it. Watch it. It's amazing. The girl who plays the lead is amazing. It's probably she is probably the most amazing actress I have ever seen in my life. Okay, not enough boobs, but I don't want to say anything about it except she's fantastic. If you've never seen it, see it. It's serious, humorous, fun. Yes, all of that. And I wouldn't know how to pronounce your last name if you paid me. Maslany. There you go. Amazing series. So let's see. What else? What else have you guys been up to? Anybody else watch anything interesting that I might want to check out? Who's on the other side of the ditch? Oh, Funny story. Oh, it's, what's his name plays that, the crazy guy. Oh, in Canada. Oh, yeah, well, we got troops up there now. Trudeau wanted to know what the fuck. Trudeau want to know what the fuck, and the orange guy said, "Yeah, we got troops on the Canadian border," and Trump said, "Oh well, he was tap dancing backwards about it, something about, oh yeah, well, we got to look out for our interests up there." We got bad things coming across the border up there. Uh, AKA weed. We got smugglers coming, from Canada now. We got to watch. We got drug smugglers in Canada too. We got tanks or something. Or well, Trudeau was bitching about it just this week. It's like, what the fuck? You got tanks or something on our border? And Trump says, "Oh well, what the fuck? You got drug dealers bringing shit in our country." Yeah, because smuggling is new. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you're growing such good weed, and we want it. You know. I mean, come on, stop growing such good weed. It's all your fault. It's like Alaska. You get all that sunlight up there. Yeah, but we get better. We got better maple syrup here in Illinois than you got all in Canada. In all of Canada. In Funk's Grove, I'm telling you, I got a bottle in the kitchen. Funk's Grove maple syrup. Yep. I drive all the way down to Funk's Grove to buy my maple syrup, and it's better than any maple syrup I ever got from Canada. I've been eating Funk's Grove maple syrup since I was 9 years old, 8 years old. Well, I might have to find a way to ship you some. They got little bottles of it. I could send you a little bottle of it next time I go down there. I'm on my last bottle. I might have to drive down there. Maple whiskey. They don't make any maple whiskey. They don't. Uh, yeah, see when yeah, see, the thing is, I got to get down there before July or they're out. And it depends on how long this shit goes on. Adelaide, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard there. So we have to see how. Oh, but yeah, if I can, I'll do that. But you'll have to remind me, or dog will have to remind me, or something, because uh, yeah, I think it's fabulous stuff. I've eaten it all my life, and yeah, I'll do that. We'll find a way. I mean, after all, it comes from Funk's Grove. I mean, they, I'll tell you a little anecdote about the place. I went down some years back, and they told me they were opening a vineyard. They were make their own wine and sell their own wine. So they told me to drive past their vineyard and check it out. So I drove past the vineyard and I saw all the stakes and the wine vines all staked out and everything. Cool. Uh, I don't go down every year because I stock up. I'll buy, like a case of quartz, maple syrup, and stock up. I give them as gifts and that sort of thing as well. So there you go, a blind taste test with some of your friends, that sort of thing. How about that? And you know, see if them Canucks can tell the difference. How's that? Would that be fair? See if they can pick it out. So anyway, so back several years later, and I said, "Well, how's the vineyard going?" And the guy says, "Well, we scrapped the idea." And I says, "Oh, how come?" He says, "Well, we discovered that it's a lot easier to just make the wine than it is to make the wine." So I enjoyed that a lot more. So they never did do anything with the vineyard. Do is I was wondering, is maple syrup regional up there? I mean, uh, are the, I mean, or are there different qualities? I mean, do they rate it? What's the deal with maple syrup? Is it just maple syrup, or do they rate it? Do they have like 3 star and because I mean, and I watched this it and the demand for it, you can't possibly meet the world demand for it. Some of it's got to be fake, okay, like honey, okay. I know with bees dying off, we can't possibly be meeting the world demand for honey. So it's got to be fake. That's why I only buy local honey. So I feel better for you. So I mean, if bees are dying off, and obviously population is rising, and more people are becoming more food health conscious. So the demand for honey and healthier foods is going up. You would think that there's less honey out there. The demand for it is increasing. There's got to be bogus honey out there, wouldn't you think? Oh, there you go. High fructose corn syrup for almost 20 years. Huh. Oh, you got to wonder how many of those bears in the supermarket are filled with the same thing. 90% of honey. So then buying local honey is a good idea. Frankenstein food. So what about maple syrup up there? Is it rated or ranked or what's the deal? Or is it all just maple syrup? Or do they sell like vintage maple syrup? Do they, do you like this is like 1952 and there's a 1966. There's an 87. 94 was a good year. That sort of thing. Excuse me, but trying to get a tissue in boxes. There we go. Stuck in the box. Can't get out. There, grab a whole blob of them. There we go. I'm curious about the syrup, if it's all the same or if it's different in Canada. I've never been to Canada. And you pretty much have to be bilingual, don't you? I mean, for the most part, if you want to travel around up there. I mean, you have to speak French. I mean, don't you have? I mean, if you want to get by. I mean, from what I understand. No? Is that in response to the Which question, the maple syrup or the French? Vancouver. Have you been to Alaska, Katie? Just stay away from Quebec. They have their own country, and it's not Canada. Okay. I got you. I got you. They think it's Canada, don't they? You wish. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, stay away from Quebec. Yes, that was Miss Spliffy. Yes, she went by. Hell no. I thought that was all Canada up there. What wasn't Alaska was Canada. I thought Quebec and all that was all of that was Canada. Quebec's a different country. I didn't know. I thought everything north of us was Canada. Oh, let's see. Two roaches. Yeah, almost about the same, I guess. You didn't answer me about the maple syrup. Is all of it the same? On a map, yes. Officially, yes, but not nationally. I see. I see. Could just speak French, right? And they all the street signs and everything officially. Their language is officially French and everything too, right? I mean, like street signs are all in French and all that shit's French, from what I understand. Wisconsin is Illinois, Canada. Yeah, it is. It is really. It's Wisconsin is weird compared to Illinois. I mean, it's 100% French. ID is French. They expect the rest of Canada to be bilingual. Yeah, I understand. That's what I'm saying. That's okay. That's the impression I got of 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 Montreal is that it was you had to be able to speak French to go to Montreal. Okay, now I understand. Stay out of Quebec. Okay, so it's like France and every French person I ever met in Europe. Assholes. I understand. They're no different up there than they are over there. Makes sense. outside of Quebec and Ottawa, French is never spoken. Yeah. Uh, uh, there was this. Uh, we went on a cruise from Amsterdam to Basel, Switzerland, on the Rhine, and there were these French, and it was a casual cruise. I mean, it's a river cruise, not an oceanic. And they would dress for dinner. I mean, gowns, this kind of thing. And they would douse themselves with perfume because, of course, being French, they didn't bathe. Okay. And they were rude. Uh, every time I'd go to take a picture, this fat ass would step in front of me and of whatever it was I was attempting to take a picture of. I mean, step right in front of me, okay, and take a picture. Every time. I mean, like every time, not just once in a while, but every time. Whatever shot it was I wanted to take a picture of, he would step right. And it just so fucking pissed me off. I mean, all fucking. So there was a bus tour to someplace, and we decided not to go on this bus tour. But there was this woman from New York uh, that we were friendly with, and she went on the bus tour, as did to some side thing to go look at. I forget what the fuck it was. She went on that bus tour with these French people, and she was a rather large woman. And this guy was rather rude to her on this bus tour, this bus trip, several times. So as they were boarding the bus, to come back to the boat, she was getting on ahead of him. And she stepped up to get on the bus. She didn't quite make it the first time and stepped back again and crushed his foot real hard on purpose. I mean, she knew what she was doing. She like, oh, I almost got on the bus, but not quite, and came down on top of his foot real fucking hard and got pulled herself up onto the bus. She told us the story later on. She pretended that she had a hard time getting on the bus, made sure she came down on his foot with all her weight, really stomped on him. And being a typical New Yorker, expressed it with great joy. So we all had a good laugh about that. It's like made up for all the other bullshit these people caused on the cruise. But man, Paris smelled like piss and cigarettes. Why did? Oh, welcome aboard. Why did Dog Pound delete his channel? Um, you'd have to ask him. He's up here somewhere. You want to take that one, Lost Dog? Okay, I think you did. Actually, it's kind of why I left it to you. Looks to me like you handled it. I know one person from Montreal, and he's a nice guy. I only know one, so I was getting ready to do that. I guess it got taken care of. Well, there's always one, Adelaide. There's, you know, there's always, there's one good apple in the rotten barrel. That that one blueberry that's still left in there after the rest of them turn white. Oh, I missed the happy 420. Well, I guess it was when I lit the roach. So we'll call that the 420. 'Cause I didn't have another one packed anyways. Good maple syrup comes in a can. Well, for years, this guy would make a light and a dark maple syrup. Still does. But he'd put the dark maple syrup in a. I like my maple syrup in it comes in a glass bottle or a plastic bottle, and he'd put the dark maple syrup in a plastic bottle because he didn't think it was as attractive, and I didn't understand that. But anyway, I don't think they do anymore. I think it all comes in glass. Grade B. What's grade B? Probably taking it, unfortunately. So was I, most likely. I don't think I've stopped today since the first 420 here, Central. I'd have to go get the bottle and see what it says. And we just cracked our last quart, so I should probably get down there this year. But I got to get there by July, or they're out. No, this year's this year's harvest. They're out by July. It's not that big a grove because it's just the Funk family. It's just their grove, and that's the name of the place. I mean, that's the dark maple farm later in the season. Oh, that's the stuff I like. Is the dark stuff. The other road. After that, it's bowl packing time. You let it turn to sugar and then cook with it. I make caramels, and it calls for a cup of um, corn syrup. And I was thinking of subbing a maple syrup, but it's so much thinner. I don't know what to do ratio wise. Can you give me a hint? Can I cook it down till it's thick enough? How long would it take me? I could probably would cook the quart down to. I need a cup. Just keep cooking it down, huh? I can take maybe cook 16 ounces down to a cup. That'd probably do it, huh? That'd probably be thick enough. What'd you think? Oh yeah, it's good, nice tea. Wouldn't you think if I just reduced it by half, that'd be thick enough? If I just, you know what I mean? If I took 16 ounces and made it twice as thick, or would I have to make it even thicker? Maple syrup's pretty thin to get it to the consistency of corn syrup. 16 ounces to 8 ounces, you think that'd do it? Yeah. Okay. Because I think maple caramel really tastes cannabis caramel. I'm talking. I got some concentrates. I'm going to try using them. Instead of using can of butter this time, I'm just going to use concentrates. Hey, dog, I knocked Dawn on her ass. she she's she is she's a novice cannabis wise, and she tried my caramels in the past. And last time she did a half and was cool with that. And this time I gave her a caramel, and the difference was I added a syringe of dragon tears to this. I forgot to tell her that. And she ate a half a caramel, and bam, she was comatose. She couldn't move. She was so stoned. Quite what she expected. Uh, Most surprised. Uh, and I forgot myself that I added the dragon tears. Well, what are you going to do? Uh, I gave her a couple more the other day. I don't know if I told her from the same batch. Uh, yeah, I got yelled at. Oh yeah, I got yelled at. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I yelled at by Mac too, because he needed her that day to help out to clean the bar. And needless to say, she was no help. Uh, so she thought she was just going to get a little buzz on, and she couldn't get up, literally. Uh, oh well. So I sent some his way as a peace offering. So we'll see if that smooths things over. But see how that goes. I haven't heard from him. So maybe he ate all one. Have I been have I been streaming fairly smoothly? Because they haven't gotten any warnings. So uh, usually I get little flashing warnings telling me I'm having problems. So that's the end of that one. Oh, So it looks like we're shut in here in Illinois until the end of April. That announcement the other day. They've extended it until the 30th of April. And I'm sure when that comes along, they'll extend it again. I don't see this whole thing ending anytime soon. This is going to last, folks. They're going to kill off a bunch of us. The world is at a 1,192,028 right now. We're at 305,820. Now those are sick people. We got 64,316 dead folks worldwide, and 8,291 dead people in this country. Which actually doesn't sound like a lot when you think about it, does it all? 8,200 people dead. But we only tested 1 million of us. You know, I think we got to kick that up some. You know, but every seventh word is missing. I've had to re-enter the ship 4 times. Oh, I'm not complaining. You asked. I looked forward to your weekly cruise. Oh, I know. I look forward to it myself. Well, I asked for that reason. I'm going to try upgrading my Wi-Fi because they sent me a notice to upgrade my equipment, but then I had a bitch of a time going online and trying to do that. So I'm going to try see if I can't communicate with them by phone. Good old fashioned way. See if I can get that done. Probably because of the Wi-Fi. That's why I can't get through to them via computer. So, if I can upgrade my equipment by next week, maybe that'll help. Yeah, maybe we can straighten it out when you're down here, dog. And because they want to send me a new modem. So if we can arrange that, it would be nice if I could upgrade this equipment. You know, and everything would be smoother. That's true too. Higher usage, and then again, the guy in the round room, uh, relax that fucking law that they could fuck with us with regard to our signal. That thing Obama said that they couldn't fuck with us with regard to our signal, and then this guy turned that around. So another thing he fucked with us over, like so many other things. Like what's he doing now? Well, of course, he's trying to take Obamacare away from everybody as we speak in the courts. Okay. Okay. It's something he's trying to do right now. Okay. During this dilemma. Okay. He's trying to take Obamacare away from everybody. That's crazy. You are chillaxed, Katie? Because I am certainly chillaxed. That's the word I use all the time. Do you too? We're kindred spirits. I feel it. Yes, indeed. Yeah. We both missed Woodstock together. Yeah. I got a pack of bowl or something. I don't know. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, we missed it together. I saw people who were there, and I saw them outdoors. I saw the Jefferson Airplane outdoors for free. That's close to Woodstock, right? They gave a concert at Grant Park in Chicago for nothing. Oh, the Wow, the Wow is the Wow is Strawberry Kush. It's what the hell? Oh, I got two lighters going. Strawberry Kush, and it was 14.53% THC, and it's a mid-range hybrid, and it's very citrusy in taste, and it grows with very orangey looking hairs on it, from what I read, and it's very tasty. I like it. Pineapple express. So we're all being very fruity today. A fruit salad, cocktail of sorts. What are you up? No, not now. Oh, that's first tea is a nice bowl. It's twisted. Somebody's texting me. Who on earth could this be? Oh, oh, yeah, it's the pushers. CVS Pharmacy. I'm not going to respond right now because I have to look and see. It's CVS Pharmacy. True OG as well. I'll fall asleep. Now, yeah, I know. I have some purple Kush too. Uh, that was last week's weed of the week. That's uh, that's too much of an indica for right now. I'd rather keep going with this. This is kind of mid-range mellow, and I kind of like being there. Has a bunch of that about a month ago. Very nice. True OG or the Tangerine Kush? Oh, the True OG. Uh, this is good. I like this Tangerine Kush. This is tasty. I like this a lot. It's really like smoking oranges. You got a quarter? I got $1. I got $1. You like it too? I like that very heavy citrus taste. It's orange. It's like a like a citrus candy taste, like Tang. You know what I mean? It's like a fake citrusy taste, artificial, artificial citrus taste. You know what I mean? It doesn't taste like it's not like a fruit flavor. It's more like a fruit candy. Orange slice cookies. Here you go. There you go. Fresh baked. They're fresh baked. Fresh baked orange slice cookies. Or I'm fresh baked, one or the other. Let's see this oven here. Your dad's favorite cookies. Mm, I'm a chocolate chip kind of guy with nuts. Pecans. And they're not pecans, they're pecans, just like it's spelled. And a crunchy cookie, not a soft one. cookie. It can be a crumbly cookie. Orange slice, candy, chopped pecans, coconut, and the cookie base for chocolate chip cookies. Whoa, don't that sound good? Orange slice, candy, chopped pecans, coconut, and the cookie base for chocolate chip cookies. Send them over. Send more. Send more. Send them all. Oh yeah, yeah they would. They'd have to be massive though, or thick, one or the other. Yeah, I'm trying to picture them. Just reading the ingredients and picturing the cookies. What I'm doing. And my mouth is watering. Yeah, the chocolate in there. Dark, of course, dark chocolate. The dark and not orange. I like that. And the dark and the coconut, of course. Ooh, recipe. I don't want the recipe. Send me the cookies. I could pretty much figure out the recipe. Send me the cookies. I'm sure they'd ship well. My return address was on the package. That way you could on a cookies. If you send me the recipe, how do I triple amount of cookies? That's that old thing about giving me a fish or teaching me to fish. Bullshit. Give me the fucking fish and I can eat. Okay. I want to eat now. I don't want to eat later. That's an iffy situation whether or not I can catch a fish. Okay. I want to eat a fish. Okay. How do I know I'm going to catch fish? Feed me. Okay. Feed me. Oh, you're almost out of flour. I see. I see. Okay. Okay. I see. Okay. Now I get it. I get it. Okay. I see. Okay. I see. Okay. Okay. Got away with that one. I understand. Okay, I'll settle for the rest. Okay. got me there. Steamer for the counter when you make bread. In a bread machine? Are you talking about a bread machine? Disinfectant. What are you talking about? What kind of steamer for the counter when you make bread? A little red steamer when you clean countertops. I mean my blue steamer? You colorblind fool. Yes, it is blue. And yes, he does want clean countertop. Memory blind. Okay. I see. Okay, so that's how it goes. Just memory blind. I got so, so how do you clean these countertops, Katie? Sure he is. He's a scarf making fool. When he ain't growing weed, he's making scarves and burping blankets and all that shit. All that stuff. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean that to sound like that. I just those things. I I'm stoned. Ooh, crochet an Afghan. That's gonna take a while, huh? Crocheting, that's with the little needle. That's like one needle, right? Lock of the month club. A hook. Yeah, one little hook. Yeah. All my aunts used to crochet. I come from Polish and Russian descent. All my Polish aunts used to crochet. My mother knit. You're right, Miss Bertha. Nothing else to do. Sick of watching television, you know? You're right. Didn't think about it. A bull for a rat and repeat. Yeah, holy Christ. We need more people. Everybody out of work and more mouths to feed, right? Because, that's about the time the second round of this shit will be hitting. So we got that to look forward to. So, that's what's going to happen. Second round will hit around the end of the year when all the babies are due. That's about when it's going to happen. Three pregnant women right now. Well, like I say, round two of this flu is going to hit come fall. Late fall. So, and they won't have a vaccine by then. So it's only going to get worse. Fortunately, there'll be a lot of people who will be immune because they'll have had it already. So they'll have that going for them. They'll be able to go to work. So everybody who's sick now will be able to go to work. Everybody who's healthy now will probably get sick. And a lot of women will be pregnant. So that's kind of scary. Yeah. A lot of pregnant women with their health in danger. It's kind of a scary thought. Holy shit. Thought about it in those terms before. Um, yeah, yeah, you're right. I think you're right. people. We are definitely thinning the world with the wrong people. We should be starting in the White House. The great purification. Well, I just hope we're not, I don't know what kind of world we could be turning into. It's pretty much like that now. And, you know, uh, uh, it's pretty much like it's getting more and more like The Handmaid's Tale. You got all these tight asses in charge, and abortion rights being challenged everywhere. Right, greed's in power, and not the people, and you know, poor don't stand a chance. Middle class don't stand a chance. I mean, that's why we need this revolution. Okay, seriously, come on, feel the burn. Let's get this thing back on track. Joe Biden ain't shit. He ain't gonna do nothing for us. You know, he's being backed by the same billionaires who are backing Trump. Okay, it's the same shit. Trump ain't there. Biden's there. Same fucking business as usual. Okay, nothing changes. Okay, okay, nothing changes. We're in Aquarius. Old structures are crumbling. They're grabbing what they can. Yeah, well, that's what it. Yeah, well, that it has to crumble. It has to go. I mean, that's they don't seem to realize. Uh, I know I'm one of them. Okay, uh, white people are uh, not going to be the majority of the population very soon in this country. Okay, they have to come to that reality. Okay, have to come to that realization. And holding people back at the borders and setting limits based on education and doing all this bullshit is just that. That's bullshit. That's right. Only Polish people would be left. That's right. And after this, nothing will be ever be the same again. You're right, Katie. Yeah, nothing will ever be the same again after this. Look, Boeing offered to buy out all their fucking employees. Okay, 160,000 employees worldwide. Boeing said, we'll buy you out because they know right now they'll never be the same company again. Okay. They'll never come back as the same company they are now, or they were. Okay. On top of this crisis, they had the 737 MAX crisis, all of those lawsuits to deal with. They know they'll never be what they were. They said, look, 160,000 employees, we'll buy you all out. Okay. Here's our offer to each and every one of you. We're buying out whatever your contract is, whatever we feel is fair. This is our offer. We're buying you out. We're done. Okay. That's it. They know it's the end of the world. They were nice enough to do that. Okay. They just gave up. They're through. Okay. I mean, so it's like, fuck, we're done. It's over. It's the world as we know it. No thing different. Okay. This disease is going to sweep through here 3 times. And the first 2 times, we have no vaccine. Okay. We're going to be shared in our homes like this now. And again, throughout next winter. Okay. Think about it. Okay. This again next winter. And this isn't going to be just through the end of this month. We're going to be like this, I would think, at least till the middle of June. Okay. Before we're going to be able to socialize again publicly to any great extent. All right. So just kick back because we're hermits. And there's really nothing we're going to be able to do about it. We expect to survive, to not interconnect. That's all you can do. Okay. I really believe that. This stopped the presidential elections due to a national emergency. They call it a full lockdown. Now they'll do some kind of mail-in or some kind of electronic ballot or something like that. They'll figure out some way to do this by mail. Something. They're already working on that. So they'll figure something out. Out for gas. Lucy has a bill for a mail-in ballot. GOP is fighting it. Of course they are. Of course they are. They'd fight anything that would work. Uh, anything that would help. Anything that would help get him out of office. They'd oppose anything like that. You know that. But yeah, no, they'll figure out a way to run this thing. I mean, what's he going to do? Presidential emergency order to keep him in office? Fuck, that's all we need. Yes, they need to have. Well, he ordered everybody to wear masks now in public. He wants us all to wear masks now, as of today. You go out in public, wear a mask. Not a surgical mask, just a cloth mask. My daughter's making them. About these homemade masks. What kind of mask would Spliffy and Dog come up with? That's why you're afraid of martial law. Yeah, I'm afraid of martial law too. But yeah, but I still think there ought to be a federal mandate. I don't like the idea of Illinoisans going into Iowa and having dinner. Okay.
Does it matter? Matter? Does it matter?
Your sales rock. How would your mask rock? I don't know what kind of masks we do if we were to make masks. See, now personally, I have some masks coming. You know, my daughter has a sewing company, Designs by Allison. If you want to go on Facebook, she's making masks.
I'd like one with the tongue sticking out.
Yeah, oh, like a Rolling Stone mask, or just
Yeah.
or just a nasty mask.
Rolling Stone would be good.
Mrs. Spliffy. She'd like a Rolling Stone.
MISSESPLIFFY, Mrs. Spliffy.
There you go. Get that? MISSISSPLFFY, Mrs. Spliffy. So I'm afraid of Marsh. Yeah. You have a gas mask, go on. Be rigged. We used to have we used to have a surgical mask pipe, Mrs. Spliffy and I, a long time ago. There's a package on its way to who?
Yes, there is. It's coming.
Yeah, Mrs. Spliffy, you got it. Only with a Y. Like Spliffy. Choose you, Mrs. Spliffy, from Adelaide. Excuse me, I was just holding a hit. I didn't much think I was just ignoring you or anything. I was just holding it. I got to refill this thing.
Hello, folks.
You got it. Cheers, Mrs. Flippy from Adelaide.
Hello, hello.
I wonder, will someone invent a smoker's cough screen and a special one for tokers? I don't know, maybe. And hey, yo, Mrs. Spliffy from Foraging Seeker with a big red heart. Well, I don't know. Dog was the last smoker I hung around, so he's not smoking anymore either. So, are you a dog? You smoking at all? I'm token. One today. It's half a one too many. 1976. I quit. Oh shit, we got another 420 we just went by. Um, Smoking is roken in Dutch. Did you pass the test? What was your score? Did you get 100? Pressing the vein, pressing the veins. I can't remember the last time I took a break. I seriously can't remember. Might have been I think it was 2000. Yeah, it was 2000. I had to go for a physical. Yeah, that's when it was. Off, and I did a flush drug too, you know, just to make sure. So, and then I didn't have to take the stats after all. So turned out it was all for naught. Yeah, story of my life. I didn't have to quit after all. So I hadn't smoked for a month. I got high as a kite that night, though. Holy shit. Oh, man. I really got wasted. It was good to quit. Uh, the time before that was uh, bef- I quit for a month uh, before my first trip to Amsterdam because I wanted to totally appreciate it. Here. It's kind of nice to remember. Yeah, I love hearing your stories of things I missed and things I never could have experienced. You clearly have a wealth of remembrance earned. Yeah, well, I'm old. I'm old, and I guess I didn't forget a lot of shit yet. But I don't know. I tend to ramble. Uh, a lot of drug memories, stories I didn't forget, crazy shit I did. But it was all fun, you know. So people get old and are empty, not Hurricane SPLIFFY. Yeah, you know, like there's a guy down the road who's a he still bellows hurricane. There's a fellow down the road who's a former Chicago fire, and in the bar, and he's got this big scrapbook of all these fires he fought on, you know, and it's a really impressive scrapbook of all these depressing things, and he's got a really racist attitude. because of the neighborhoods he lived in, not lived in, but worked in, all the years he was a fireman, and all the things that he saw throughout the years that he worked. And it's so depressing when he comes in there with this scrapbook because he thinks he's bragging about accomplishments. And in fact, I don't know, uh, I don't know, he's like depressing people with this book of death, all these pictures of burned out buildings and schools and apartment buildings and homes and I mean, some of these are big fires and stories of lots of lost lives. And nobody wants to read this while they're sitting in a bar trying to have a good time, and he's trying to stick this shit in front of you, know a tree by its fruit. I guess. Uh, I don't know. He seems okay until he brings in the book. You know, everything about him seems okay except when he brings in the book. He's like a different person. It like transforms him. It's pretty strange. It's like he thinks he's. It, I don't know. It's, it's like he's bragging, but I don't see it that way. And and other people think like it's obvious forcing forcing it on people because it's like he's pushing it in front of them. Like, hey, you want to see my book? He's a year and a day older than I am. And he very rarely uh, brings his wife in. Yeah, that's a bit weird too, isn't it? That his personality is transformed. He very rarely brings his wife into the bar. And I had an opportunity. Yeah, Book of Death and Destruction. Yeah, and I had an opportunity only one time to have a conversation with her, and I found out why. And it's because she, like me, is extremely liberal, and she can't understand how I can cope with the crowd that comes in there. So she just stays away. Uh, I, on the other hand, like to poke, like to poke people and engage them in all conversations. His dog knows that's what I like to do. So she doesn't like confrontations. So she and I get along famously. And when I talk to him, he always complains about how distant his wife is and how they just don't get along anymore. And how she just sits at home and watches MSNBC and CNN. So I guess it's just, I can see where he's coming from. Fox News. I apparently have to let the dogs out. So give me a sec here. Hey, you know what, folks? I think I'm going to sign off. I'm on for over 3 hours, 3.5 hours almost. So I think I'm just going to end this. I'm getting kind of hungry. So hope you don't mind, but I'm just going to say there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. Hopefully, see you next week. Stay healthy, stay indoors.